Hey guys, so I had somebody ask me this question the other day, um, and I thought that it would be good to address it on my channel because obviously my major is neuroscience, and I'm sure that there are other people who have had this same question. So the question was, why did I choose to switch my major from um, biomedical to neuroscience and what actually is neuroscience all about. So, um, for neuroscience, I chose to switch from biomedical sciences because, for those of you who don't know, when I started pre med, my degree was a bachelor's in biology with a concentration in biomedical science. And halfway through the first semester, I decided that my focus, what I really wanted to do, like in the future, was either neurology or psychiatry. I still plan on going to medical school, so I haven't switched out of pre-med, but I decided to switch to a neuroscience major because I felt like neuroscience major more closely fit my future career goals. And what I mean by that is, for those of you who don't know, neuroscience is definitely science. It is definitely difficult. You talk about a lot of the different nerves and, um, you know, happenings within the brain, but then you also learn a lot of like cognitive stuff, behavioral stuff, neuropharmacology and neurophysiology and things like that. It is very brain intensive, but it also has a focus on like why certain behaviors happen or why people have certain behaviors. It talks about, those types of connections. And so a lot of people who get neuroscience degrees go into research and they do things like that. So that is not really what I plan to do with my degree. Like I said, I do plan to um, use my neuroscience undergrad to move on to medical school, hopefully. That is the plan anyway. And like I said, my focus, where I want to go currently, is either psychiatry or neurology. I'm leaning more towards psychiatry just because there's such a need for it. And so, like in the neuroscience degree, not only do you have neuroscience classes, but you also have quite a few psychology classes that are thrown in there. And like I said, neuroscience is not only like the sciences like biology, chemistry, stuff like that, but it also has like a psychological aspect to it. And I also found that very interesting. So that kind of helped sway my decision more towards neuroscience because my school does offer like a wide variety of those typical pre-med majors. There's quite a few different ones. There's the biomedical science one that I was in. There is a biochemistry, there's genetics, all kinds of different options that are available to you, but I felt like neuroscience was more fitting for what I plan to do in my career in the future. So, like I said, neuroscience is the study of the brain and all the things that come along with that, but it also talks about the behavioral connection and things like that, like I was saying. If you guys are interested in neuroscience, I can definitely make more videos about it as I move through the different classes. Starting next week, I'm actually taking my first neuroscience, like plain neuroscience class, because last semester I didn't have any of those classes. Last semester I just had, my one class, then I had the one class is like an orientation class, then I had chemistry and chemistry lab, and then I had that culture and health class. But I am taking my first neuroscience class where it's actually like intro to neuroscience. And so I can definitely share interesting information that I find with you guys if that's something you'd be interested in, because I think it's cool, like some of the stuff that we talk about. And if I'm able to ignite someone's interest or maybe help you find a passion of yours by sharing the stuff that I'm learning as I go through my bachelor's degree, then I definitely think it's worth it to share because, like I said, you never know what you're going to find, and you never know who's going to watch this video and be like, hey, neuroscience sounds really cool. I might look into that. And then that might be something that you really love to do. Um, I'm not saying that there's no chance of me doing any research, because I definitely feel like there's a lot of research opportunities for people who go into the neuroscience realm, but research is not really like what I'm wanting to do long term at this point in my life. Maybe if I had like a really bad problem getting into medical school, I could work doing research for a bit, and that would help, you know, my process of trying to get into medical school by showing that experience. I don't know, but you know, it's just something that I find really interesting. And I do have a minor in applied psychological sciences and counseling, so that kind of helps with like the psychiatrist side of things. I would love to be able to have my own practice once I get that far. I mean, that's still years down the road, but I would love to be able to open my own psychiatric practice, and offer like telemedicine and things like that, telehealth, um, so that I can be more available to a wider range of people who may not be able to come into the office like every week or every month or however often they need to be seen. So, you know, there are options out there, and I've been looking into a wide variety of things, but that's kind of why I chose to switch. It wasn't necessarily that biomedical sciences wasn't for me, but I felt like neurosciences, or neuroscience more closely fit my future career goals. So anyways, I hope that answers the question to those that were asking. I know it wasn't you guys, it was someone that I personally know in real life. So I just thought that I would answer in case any of you guys were wondering as well. And anyways, that's it for today's video. Let me know if there's any questions you have or anything that you would like me to talk about in a future video, and I'd be glad to get something filmed for you. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys next time.